And happy Wednesday, folks. Happy Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. And welcome back to another episode of Quarters Without Borders. I'm your host, my name is Kyle, and we are playing today for a better tomorrow. It's a full house, subliminal irony, Lady Dragana, oh hey, it's Jose. Happy Wednesday, folks. We are at the midpoint of this fantastic week. It is still a little cloudy here in central Ohio, but another warm one it is. I think they're calling for the rain to hold off today. The rain is gonna hold off today. Subs, I know you have a day off ahead. Hopefully you got some exciting stuff in the works. Lady Dragana, how is your work morning going? And oh hey, it's Jose. Are you on day 2 of Prospectus Restus? Hopefully. Alright, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. That means a couple things. Of course, continuing our adventures in Horizon Zero Dawn. But it's also still waiting for feedback. While you're waiting, right? There's nothing saying you can't have like a Mai Tai and relaxing. Dr. Magana, happy Wednesday. Any chance I do not have a 30-foot ladder on hand. Not yet. It may be a couple weeks. Actually, maybe. I know Mother's Day is this coming Monday. So, folks, if you're in an area that celebrates Mother's Day, it is the first Sunday in May. Just a reminder, that's coming up pretty quickly here. So, potentially, I might be able to secure that ladder for you come this Sunday. Have the birds returned? It's like the third Lord of the Rings book. The Return of the Birds. Yes, today is fully vaccinated, 2 weeks out. Cinco de Mayo, that's completely slipped my mind, despite the fact that I knew it was May 5th. But today is also a Word of the Week Wednesday. And I've got a good one for you. Alright, so we're going to drop the word here, and then we'll reveal the definition at like noon-ish, right? If anyone knows it, go ahead and throw it out there. I'm throwing it in the chat right now. There we go. Paroxysm. Our Wednesday word of the week this week is paroxysm. Another one of those words that I was not familiar with until I came upon it. But it's one that you can certainly use in your day-to-day life, which is pretty exciting. So, while y'all are thinking, searching through the vaults of your mind for the definition to that word, let's get some of the housekeeping things out of the way. If you are joining us for the very first time, folks, let me welcome you to our little corner of the internet where we play video games and raise money for charity. Right now, we're playing our way through Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, and we're playing it on a PlayStation 4 Pro system. We're doing it on the hardest available difficulty, which in this case is ultra hard, with all the bells and whistles disabled, including the crosshairs, so no crosshairs. We want to make this as challenging on us as possible because every time we die, fail, or retry, we are donating an additional 25 cents, an additional quarter, to charity. Now, I'm going to have to just pause my little thing here, because there's a really neat thing that just happened, and it was one of those like weird meta moments. So if you see the screen, the gaming background screen right now, you see there's like little pollen, or maybe that's snow, I'm not sure what that is. There's stuff like floating around, wispy things. And as I'm looking at the webcam, at this exact moment, there were like 4 motes of dust in my room floating across the camera. And I had this really strange like stereoscopic 3D effect where these real-life motes of dust drifting in front of my face were kind of blending in with the fake motes of snow from the screen. It was a very strange, almost Vertigo-style effect where it was like, whoa, what's happening right now? Like, how are these things on the screen projecting into reality? Sorry, that was totally worth sharing. clean my apartment. No, my apartment is actually pretty clean. I'm actually surprised that I saw a mote of dust, or a couple motes of dust. That's unusual. Oh well. Where was I? Raising money for charity, right? As you can see in the bottom left of your screen, the charity for this game is the Water Project, and we've raised a grand total of $63.50, all going toward that organization. Now, the Water Project is a 501c3 charitable organization, and they focus on helping provide sustainable water projects to communities in sub-Saharan Africa. Communities that are suffering needlessly from a lack of access to clean water and proper sanitation. They do this by providing the financing, the training, the resources necessary to get these projects up and running off the ground. So, if you'd like to learn more about them, or if you want to support the Water Project directly, there is a button you'll find right below the channel. It'll take you right to their website, and you can read all about it. Not quite Dragana, although, to be fair, I did consider making some mushrooms for breakfast. I bought like 5 packages of mushrooms like several weeks ago because they were on sale. And I've eaten all but one. So there's one package lingering in the back of the fridge. It hasn't been opened yet. And, I mean, as far as my litmus test goes, they're still good, but I'm sure other people may disagree. I don't know if mold can grow on a fungus. I mean, we'll find out, I guess. But I debated on popping those mushrooms up and frying them up this morning, but I chose against it. I had a good old oatmeal and almonds. All right. So, where did we leave off yesterday? Oh yes, on top of a mountain. I would say underleveled, though I guess by the notes we're technically not underleveled, but we're trying to fight a thunderhawk, I think is what they were called, or a stormbird. There's the name is something like that. It's absolutely terrifying. The thing is crushing us. So the goal today is to start where we left off. We're going to try that encounter several more times. I don't want to burn an entire stream today just bashing our head against this one. So if push comes to shove, it doesn't appear that this is doable at our current level, at our current gear set, we will withdraw and try to move on with some of the more storyline quests. But as always, that's kind of a finicky line to toe. It's a finicky line to toe. So we'll kind of play it by ear and see how we do. I feel like it's possible. I mean, we had one really good run yesterday where that frost bellowback, the ice bellowback, where he was really putting the hurt on that bird and freezing it. I don't know what ended up screwing that one up for me. Oh. But we're going to try our best again. Why? Because there is no other try. Ba-da-bum bum bum ba-da-bum bum bum. Ah, it's a great middle of the week. Can you feel it, folks? Can you feel that electricity in the air? That energy surging across space and time, connecting us together in one great cosmic battery of human. Duly noted, good sir. Perhaps I'm going to have to organize some sort of massive gamer rebellion. Flanagan, I was going to say Thursday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday morning. I'll get that day right one of these times, right? Happy Wednesday morning. Okay, I gotta initiate this quest so I can maybe get some points for it. You won't stay on my team for long. The last plan was to go down and get the ice bellow back from the ground floor first, but then I usually, if I go that route, right, I've been mulling over this throughout the interim. If I go that route, it tends to result in me not being able to convert the Watchers. So I think I'm going to try to focus on the Watchers first, and then move down. Get my lightning resist ready. Convert the Watchers first, and from there... Oh, that's a terrible plan. Quit fighting each other. Oh no! Oh no! So yeah, this plan did not work. Not the way I had foreseen it working. Oh my gosh! Okay, Ostrich, are you still on my team? Our powers combine. Ostrich, I need you to get over here, bud. Ouch, I'm freezing to death now. Oh, now that guy's on fire, so he's hurt already. How's the saying? The best laid of plans, like, fall apart as soon as you have contact with the enemy. Okay, Ostrich is still on our team, I'm pretty sure. Yep. It'd be nice if he would come down here. Stormbird's coming up. I want to know if I can rip the engines off of a Stormbird so they can't fly anymore. That is the thing I wish I knew. The other option, folks, is just to run past the Stormbird and not to worry about him.
You're alert.
Lightning. Because I feel like that's an option, too. You don't know where I'm at. Oh my gosh, we're carpet bombing, though. Bring it down! Whoa! No plan survives contact with the enemy. Thank you for that, Jose. That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, so that was pretty dope. I don't mind dying to that. That bird just did this, like, U-turn, tail swipe, and the hit was strong enough to pick Alloy off her feet and, of course, hurl her into a river. Alright, I'm not surprised that we ended up in a river again, but that was pretty epic. Get my lightning potions ready. I was like, you're not joking with me, are you? Like, legit a dude named Helmuth Karl Bernhard Graf von Moltke. That's an amazing name. Can you imagine having to write that in school as a child? What? Is this new book out already? I knew Gladwell was coming out with a new book. I just didn't think it came out already. Time moves so quickly. I can't believe this new book came out already. I'd love to check it out. What's the general, like, theme? Or what's his topic for this one? Go away. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, right? You're gonna climb this rock to see me better? Now, Gladwell does a lot of,
Gotta put up a fight.
non-fiction. I'm like, what's the opposite of fiction? Non-fiction. There's not a specific word for it. Oh my gosh, really, guys? Really? I thought we'd reached the position in our relationship that we were okay coexisting, you and I. Oh no, it's coming. Big Bird is coming. This little carpet bomb. Come on! Get in there, Freezy McGee. Hurt him. Bring him down. I think we're doing some work. I really do. I mean, this bird is on fire! I think it's a Rihanna song.
That one held.
Oh, let's not get that close. My bird, my dinosaur dead? I think he's dead. Our engines filled, our engines. What? You're supposed to be on my team, buddy. We had an agreement. The thing wasn't even, it's not even on fire anymore. Come on, man, I need you, I need you. You and me, we worked so great together.
I almost got you.
I'm bringing the big guys back. Let's do this. Get over here, get over here. What now, brown cow? Ugh! Jeez, that was way too close. Get him, dinosaur! He's freezing him! He's freezing him! More ropes! We need more ropes! Get it away. Yes, T-Rex, get it! How is it ripping everything off? Is it dead? Did he just freeze it to death? He did! High five, robot! You're amazing! That was... wow. Is that still my ostrich, or is that not my ostrich? It's still my ostrich! I like how he runs in right now, at the very end of the fight, when all the work is done. Like, hey guys, I'm here to help. Okay. Sorry, chat. Hang on, let me catch up. Precision versus accuracy in the context of bombing of World War II. Oh, that's kind of neat. I know, I didn't get any experience for it because my Brocephalus over here totally took the kill. But it's okay. It's okay. There will be other Stormbirds to crush. Wow. That probably doesn't actually count as a slay on my part. Like, if I go into my statistics, that probably doesn't count as me actually doing anything. That's kind of anticlimactic, I'll be honest. I mean, I got, I think, 1 point for this. I think I knocked something off of it. No, I need to quit dropping these. Pick them up. I can sell them. That's what I can do. 40, 39, and 45. It's just 39, right? Let's replace that with something epic like this. I'm glad that I'm surprised that actually worked out. I thought my dinosaur had died, but those blast arrows, the wind blast ones, they do splash damage. So what happened, what I assume happened, is when I was focusing that monster on top of the hill, and I shot all those blast arrows, I think it might have hurt my dinosaur accidentally, and that got him to basically get aggro on me again. I got very fortunate I was able to hide in that grass fast enough. And able to reconvince him to join my team. There we go. Better coily things. That worked out really well, especially with this guy helping. I mean, he honestly did most of the work, I feel like. If you think about the lion's share of the damage that went out. And I'm out of ropes, so that was about as far as I was going to take that.
That Stormbird here. If I find any and destroy them, the machine should leave.
Wow, that was epic. It's always funny how this works. It's always like the first or second try after like a new day has begun that these things tend to work. There are a lot of these lures up here. This is pretty cool. Look at this, like, ancient little shrine temple thing.
Done. No more lures. Now about this workshop.
Or it's not much of a workshop, is it? It's just like a little, like, half cave.
So Derval was behind these lures. Brilliant.
Ah.
And dangerous. Now to bring word back to Pitchcliff.
No, absolutely. There is some sort of weird thing where it's like right in the beginning of the stream, or the game is just engineered in a way that the first half an hour of playing, the game subtly, say this would be like incredibly devious. If games like this, like the first 30 minutes of playing, when you first start up, they would subtly lower the difficulty because they don't want someone to start a game and just bash their head against the wall. So by dropping the difficulty, it gives you success and hopefully lures you into continuing playing it longer. I mean, I doubt that's what's actually happening, but that's actually kind of genius. Dearest cogs and puppets, you miserable bungs have failed to find me again. Your attempts to capture me would make me laugh if I weren't so busy running circles around you and your so-called intelligence gathering. Just give up. Or better yet, kill yourselves and save me the effort, you worthless slags. Never yours, Derval. Man, this is such a passive-aggressive letter. I love it. Do they really? That I didn't know. Folks, we just knocked out that quest that we were... I'm gonna claim we were under-leveled for. I mean, technically I think we're like 10 levels over what we're supposed to be, but when you ratchet the difficulty up the way we did... Man, look how massive this creature is. So it has engines, and they are a weak point on that bird. So what I need to be able to do is find out how to target those engines specifically. Yep.
All right.
They respawned. Because if I can target those engines specifically in like a future encounter, I could theoretically drop... I don't know where I'm going. You could theoretically drop the Stormbird out of the skies. Like, this is definitely a way back over this way. I guess not what I had in mind. It'll do. Save point. We need to get back to the pitch cliff, cash in this mission.
Look out below!
Just follow the river down, right? That should be the easiest way. Was she just swimming in, like, midair, like, not in water? That's definitely what it looked like. Oh, that hurt. I think things are attacking me. Yes, things seem to be upset. Oh, there's some more upset things over there. And over there. Oh, great, this is bad. Soup. Circumvented the alligators. All right. There's a tiger over there. Go away. Really, dude? Like for how...
boy.
Oh, what? How did he see me? Oh my gosh. I was just about to poke fun at the robots. I was about to say, with all their technologically advanced workings, they can't find a person hiding in like waist tall grass. And as the first phoneme, right? The first phoneme was formed on my lips. The robot saw me somehow, and then just proceeded to immediately smack me down. That was fantastic. Alright folks, we're at about 30 minutes into our stream here. Just a reminder, today is Wednesday, so we have a word of the week happening. I need to remind myself, what does my note say? Paroxysm. Paroxysm is our word of the day, and we'll be revealing that word definition here in a little less than 30 minutes, about noon Eastern Standard Time. Paroxysm.
Gonna need
Is he
this.
still following me? No, he's running away. We should be back at their town. Mission accomplished. Man, I'm kind of bummed we didn't get credit for that Stormbird kill. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, who am I supposed to talk to here? That's what I thought. Hey, Raylert.
You'll be happy to know I found another one of those lures and destroyed it. Should be the last you'll hear of it.
By fire and spit, you went above and beyond. How do you know there won't be any more?
Wolfskatag, happy
The workshop where I
Wednesday.
found it was long abandoned. You're safe.
Good. My troops want to spit and shake your hand, as my brother would have. On behalf of Pitchcliff and my family, I thank you.
We got an extraordinary reward box. What extraordinary things may it contain? Shards and general supplies. Wolfskatag, how is your Wednesday going, sir? Alright, now folks, we are continuing south to the capital of Meridian to hopefully intercept the shipment of bombs. To be fair though, I could make more ropes with what he gave me out of that box, so I can't complain too much, can I?
Low and quiet does it.
Sounds like a pretty solid Wednesday, man. That's a good question, Jose. I don't know. I assume it randomly generates the contents of the box. Maybe because I'm on a harder difficulty, the possible choices of what they could fill the box with, maybe those are skewed. I know, that was kind of comical as far as what was in it. Okay, if we follow this road... Actually, there should be mounds I can catch over there if I don't get killed by them first. Oh my gosh. Quit chasing me. Okay, they're going home. Oh, there's something else coming now. Are you serious? Okay, we're just gonna keep running. In all fairness, though, it does sound like you have a pretty rough morning, good sir, Wolfskatag. Ah, fun. Oh my gosh, really?
This'll last.
Dude, I feel like, I mean, is it possible to just make yourself completely unavailable to this audit because you are so vitally important to the company and you're constantly busy? Like, just, like, have a buddy just cover for you and be like, oh, he's in a meeting right now. And you're just perpetually in meetings. Is that something you could pull off? Do you think that would work? I feel like you could keep like a running tally of how many days you could get away with that. You could take bets. Oh jeez, how is this so far away? There are no more horses. I need a horse. Nice. Well, good luck with the coffee, sir. Thanks for swinging by for a bit. I appreciate it.
These will keep. Now they're hunting me.
It's so hard to see these plants at night. I think this is a new path. Yeah, this is a new path. Which will eventually take me down here. Oh my gosh. Since when did this map get so massive? There are some horse things I could catch up here.
These are helpful. Bitter, though.
Probably need more anti-lightning. I used a couple potions on that fight. There we go. Okay, this is an alligator valley. No, I mean these are I think these have evolved from categorization as campfires to bonfires. Because you're right, man, these things are like they're taller than she is tall. And in an area like this, where there are no trees, that gets extra credit. Oh, that one's okay. Maybe not taller than she is. Right, and they've even engineered it precisely so that as the wood burns and the logs would break, they're able to be counterbalanced by other breaking logs so that the The triangle, the cone is always maintained.
Aloy, now what?
Now we run, Alloy. Now we run. So much for catching a horse here. Let's go. There's a castle or something. We're just gonna keep going. It's interesting how all the predatory wild robots, essentially, as long as you just run, they can't catch you. Like, that's their biggest weakness. It's just a running civilian. Okay, we're up at the camp. We're getting closer.
Keep that for later.
A chance to take in the sights, sounds, the environment. We're actually here. We're actually at the city. Oh, no. We gotta cross the bridge first.
Oh, that's nice.
The opportunity to get a horse just never really presented itself. Surprised with like all the robots lying around that they haven't invented like cars. And they don't even ride like horses.
He complained for an hour about another woman rising in the hunter's lodge.
I know. She'd never break stride. Her breathing never gets out of hand.
Never let anyone say the card.
Full hunting gear. You know, carrying all this stuff. I mean, heck, come on. She's carrying over, what, 664 sticks? That's a lot of sticks to be carrying. Alright, back to the Sun King. I think it was this way.
I've sent a messenger to the claim to let everyone know.
If there's anything you or your clan need for her arrangements, you need but ask.
There'll be time for all of that later.
Aloy,
I love how they're all looking down at the ground. I'm just like hunched down here. Stretching the calves out. You don't want to get cramps. Charlie horses are terrible.
I'm glad you're back. I'm at a loss about Ursa. To learn she lives, then lose that hope seems cruel.
She wouldn't want us to waste time talking. She'd want us to find Derval. She said he raved about smoke darkening the sun. Tell him what you found in his papers.
A
Happy
letter.
Wednesday, Jaderite.
It mentioned a shipment of blaze being sent to a warehouse here. Only,
It's
it
the
wasn't
vibe I'm
addressed to
getting.
Derval. The name was Ayland Forgeman. Does that mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar. Yes, a landlord. The Oseram have been buying up buildings across the city, including one under that name. Let me think. It's by the edge of the mesa, near the temple. Used to be a shop, but it could serve as a warehouse. If Derval used the name as an alias to buy it, he might even be there now.
I'll round up my men.
I'll meet you there.
Erend, wait. Remember that no one hates Derval more than your own tribe. The clans would give up much to obtain him.
Take him alive? So you can haggle over him? You can't be serious.
Our security depends on keeping the peace. If the opportunity presents itself, take him alive. Consider that a command.
He said opportunity
Aloy.
presents itself.
A moment, please.
No, I think it's this dude. I think the king. I mean, he might be in
When we
cahoots with the
spoke-
Blameless One.
Aaron didn't wish to dwell on the details of Ursa's death. Understandable, of course. But now that they've been left to my imagination, those details are all I can think about. You were there. Did she suffer?
Oh shoot, what should I... I mean, this seemed... come on, I'm not going to answer that. This seems a little harsh, though.
She's not the one who's suffering now. You are. She died before you could say goodbye.
Is it that obvious? You're right. I'm dwelling on my pain, not just hers. And there's only one thing left that can help. Find Derval and bring him before me. He will answer
See?
for his crimes.
Nah. I bet him and the Blameless One are working cahoots. The Blameless One seems like he's the master puppeteer, and this is like his little puppet. I mean, he's not like... He is complicit in what's happening. He's aware of it, but I feel like he's just the public face working with Derval. Working with him. Un momento. Oh yeah, you could think of it that way. Palpatine and Dooku. Go to the warehouse.
Let's have a chat. No, a colorful discussion.
Just a merchant talking?
Able-bodied adventurers, preferably with no friends or family.
Ooh, it's all boarded up.
Not choosy.
Nighttime raid.
This is the place.
Very unusual. Very unusual
I got a
music.
surprise for you.
It's like happy music. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what is that? That blaze? Is that the bomb?
Or he has a surprise for us.
Is it a bomb? Doesn't look too big.
Big enough to kill us.
I mean,
All right. I'll
It's a
shut
bomb,
up.
all right. Well crafted.
touch sensitive. I mean, it's dripping from the ceiling, so probably the second floor is full of those things. Like, are we not going to make that?
Blaze. It must be leaking from something upstairs.
Touch sensitive detonator. Hey, don't touch anything. Oh yeah, there's more.
That's a lot of blaze.
If that bomb goes off, if that bomb downstairs goes off, it'll be just what Dervahl promised. Smoke will darken the sun as the city goes up in flames. There's gotta be a way to stop it.
Freeze it.
Maybe there's some way I can open this window to get rid of the fuel for the bomb. It looks like a wooden bracket. Not very strong. Help me push this out.
Okay. Brute force. I'm good at that.
Touch it, worth the quarter.
What'll it do?
Save the city, I hope. But when the blaze falls, run for it. Because the booby trap on the bomb downstairs is gonna get set off.
Oh,
Will we survive?
Probably not. Now push.
I like those odds.
We did it! Dervahl's best shot, and Meridian's still standing.
This isn't over. Dervahl said he'd make a Vod watch.
No way. To do that, he'd have to get into the palace, and that's too heavily guarded.
Get back there just to be
Blameless
sure.
Maraude.
I'm gonna look around. Maybe Dervahl's men left something behind when they planted that bomb.
Why didn't we look before
it.
we put the building
Don't
up in
worry.
flames?
If he tries for the palace, he's finished.
Oh my gosh, what if Mohawk Man is the traitor? What if he sent his sister out there on purpose?
Road tracks, with just a bit of blaze in them.
Bring sand, bring water.
I would not be expecting that.
Can I interest you in a reasonable share of a lucrative opportunity?
I like how this guy doesn't even care. He's still like trying to peddle his random gig to passerbys. Oh, folks, while you are admiring this urban disaster, is anyone interested in taking up a job for me?
What happened? I haven't heard a blast like that since the liberation.
Jader, how's your Wednesday evening going?
of your time, Outlander?
Who said that? All these people that talk to me that I don't know if are actually important people or not.
There's smoke rising from the edge of the mesa. Are we under attack?
The tracks lead inside. Another one of Dervahl's hideouts.
Oh, I was like, they just go to that, like, random little step stool. Work stuff as usual. Hopefully good work stuff, my friend. Hopefully good work stuff.
This must be where Dervahl assembled the detonator. He tunneled through the wall.
Ooh, Shawshank
Dervahl did find
style.
a way into the palace.
This is the route! This is the route that I found earlier.
Dervahl.
thing is, I don't think Dervahl's a bad guy. I wouldn't be surprised if Dervahl's actually a good guy, and he knows the truth about the Sun King. Oh, how fitting, the sun is rising. Where are we supposed to go? Thing was, I wasn't able to get over here the last time. At least not from this side. This is totally the path that I found earlier. I'm like, we're gonna do something with this later. Yes, because you can get as far as this, but you can't jump up here. Now you can. This rope was not there before. Or at least it wouldn't let you interact with it. Ah!
Armor's not enough! Find cover! Get around your...
Ow. There we go. Get in there. Get in there. I know stuff's happening. Speak otherwise is blasphemy. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. So they know we're following. So I need to be careful for dudes. That is a fantastic analogy. Oh no! Do you hear the beeping? What the crazy guy on the side of the street says. Do you hear the beeping?
Look at you, Avad. The wriggling runt of a maniac king. You robbed me of my right to kill your father, so I'll have to settle for you. I'm going to enjoy watching the Karja burn, even more because you'll be watching with me. Say goodbye to Meridian, Avad. Breathe in the stench, and choke on the ashes.
I mean, I've already, like... Everyone else heard the bomb go off.
It didn't? I didn't hear anything.
There's a bit of smoke rising from the mesa's edge.
No! It should be a firestorm, not some belch from a charcoal burner!
Oh, just leave him to be. Don't take him with us or anything. I got my earplugs on. Hang on tight, guys. Let's grab some stuff first. Oh my. Why is it not dying? Is there a oh. I just didn't have the magic hit, that's all. Avad, are you okay? There was a button, yeah. Sometimes just the off button works, you know. Okay, well, what's his name should be out front, right?
What's this? Oh.
Pincher movement.
You must be the Nora who bushwhacked my camp.
And disabled your bomb.
Did you now? Well, bomb or no bomb, I'm gonna splatter that throne with blood. First yours, then Avad's.
What is that? Yeah, let's not stand in front of that.
Come on, brothers, let's get her!
Why does Avad always have his ladies do the fighting?
How are you not dead from that? This dude is tough. Really, dude? Gonna get involved? This is between me and your boss. Well, that was lame. Who closed the gate behind me? So one, there does not seem to be any sort of incredibly amazing plot twist to this. It just seems to straight up be this is a bad guy. But two... Okay, we've already seen this.
Battle is upon us!
Oof! Dang! Okay, so that's what that does.
And ravagers, a savage is nothing.
Ouch!
Can we finish this? I've got a son out to kill. I've led an army. Kestrels and ravagers, a savage is nothing.
Wow, hit his own person. Is he dead? You're about to make a mistake, buddy. You're about to make a mistake, buddy.
It's not over yet, Nora. Any good Ossaram tinker will tell you. Always have a third plan.
Don't just stand there. Oh, great. I knew it. Why don't you just take the thing from him and throw it off the cliff?
Fight or run.
Fight or run? We gotta fight! It's not a question.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way. Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks! Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Ow. Ow. Move, Alloy, move!
Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks! I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way. Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Riding it! Where'd it go?
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Coming down, buddy.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way.
Are there? I think I just killed them all, buddy. Oh, you're kidding me, right? How many are there? What is this junk? What is the quest? What am I supposed to be doing right now? Just kill the Glinthawks. How many am I supposed to kill?
Holding.
One down.
Ah! Those majestic, murderous Glinthawks.
Oh. Over! Ah! Yes, I need to override. I need to override. Okay, I feel like I missed something, because I had 3 of them. I fought a whole wave, and they just brought 3 more, so I feel like something was supposed to happen in the in-between there. Wait, are you serious? I gotta fight Dervahl again? Oh, no. Okay, it's the bird thing.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
I need a freeze potion. That's a lightning potion. Let's go to freeze potion.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way. I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way. Those majestic, murderous flinthawks! Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
There should be more. Coming.
Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks!
You will get closer to it.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you. I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way.
Ow!
Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks!
Whoa! Oh my gosh, quit missing every shot with the rope. It's like point blank.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Clearly I'm having crosshair issues today, folks.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way.
How's he not down? Should be enough to bring down like that.
Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks!
Attack, Alloy!
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way. Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you. Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Oh my gosh. What they all got?
Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks! I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way. Ah! Those majestic, murderous flinthawks!
They need a new line, man. Oh my gosh. The override. How did... how easily I forget. Override them, Kyle. Okay, it's the dialogue. I have to speak this. Override.
I hope you like fighting these things, because there's more in the way.
What? Quit throwing rocks! Not the time. Aloy, not the time.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
There we go.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Bring it down. Bring it in. Oh, come on. Don't kill him. I need him.
I like fighting these things because there's more in the way.
Okay, I've got 2. If they don't kill each other first. Woo! I got an army!
Those majestic, murderous glinthawks.
Dude, can I just kill this guy?
Those majestic, murderous glinthawks.
Come on in. We get a 3rd one.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Oh, well, that one died. I get what you're saying, Jose, about how he keeps telling you to use the robots.
I hope you like fighting these things because there's more in the way.
I can't reach that high.
I hope you like fighting these things because there's more in the way.
Bring it down. Come on.
Those majestic, murderous glinthawks.
You have a frost potion.
Never do the work if you can get a machine to do it for you.
Good call in though, like he's hinting at the dialogue of what I should be doing.
I hope you like fighting these things because there's more in the way. Those majestic, murderous glinthawks.
Stay still!
No, 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 not that. I need to
Never do the work if you can get a machine
try to convert this one.
for you.
No, that one died. Hey! Hey, look at that! Yeah, that worked out so much better once we converted them.
As much as I wish Ursa was
Smash.
here to kill you, I don't mind doing it for her.
Go ahead. I'm not afraid. Except that knowing you, Aaron, you'll screw it up!
I know what you are afraid of. Going back to Mainspring in chains. Every clan in the claim wants you dead. And they know how to make it hurt. They'll even bid for the privilege.
It's just like you to get someone else to do your killing.
Shut up! You're at the Sun King's mercy now.
Oof. Okay, maybe like this not an evil person. Dude, good call on the whole overriding the monsters. Like I always forget to do that in the important times. Okay, where is everybody? I need to talk to everybody. Talk to Dervahl is optional. That Dervahl like way over there? Yeah, way over there. We're gonna talk to him first, so I don't lose anything. I think I lost that rock that I threw. Let's see what Dervahl has to say. Maybe it's going to hint at something greater.
Could you spare a moment to speak of the finer things?
Maybe not all is as it seems. We'll find out in a moment.
My duty is...
Come to gloat, Nora. Well, as you can see.
Is it truly any surprise?
I get it. You want to rub it in? Well, it's not working.
That's it? Seriously?
Ha ha! It's funny to pester the tinker in the cage. What a laugh. You think that bit of scrap on your brow makes you smart? I'll bet you couldn't have...
I find it funny that he has more lines of dialogue now while he's in prison than he did during that last stage of the boss battle.
Think I'm done? Think again. I've gotten out of worse scrapes. While the lunkheads in Mainspring dither over how to kill me, I'll dig myself out. Just you wait. When I get out of here, I'm gonna plant a fungus you all Gotta admit, it burns me that a savage tracked me down. Most Nora get confused by anything more than 2 sticks and a string.
It does feel like there's...
Don't you have something better to do? Like choke on a lance horn.
Yeah, that is a little unusual. Like the fact that you could even do that. Like why? Why is that important? Just to like get that moment where you see that he is in prison, or?
I have a matter of grace, and
it did actually. It's no longer part of that. Yeah, check.
I would like to discuss with you.
You have no need to loiter around here.
So that seemed a little unnecessary. So hang on. How did this Dervahl dude, you know that machine he built? That's a pretty big machine. How did he get it set up from here, right? The secret passage was over here. How did he bring that machine all the way over to this corner and then set it up in time to paralyze everybody? You're telling me none of the security guards or anybody were able to do anything in that time period? Like, that does not look like a light machine. It was pretty beefy. Ah, that's true. It could be. I wouldn't be surprised with the little things that I've noticed in the game so far.
Aloy, I was just thinking about Ursa. She would have killed Dervahl on the spot. I know it. That's why she went out to meet him in the first place, to put him down. But she also told me to grow up. I gotta admit it burned a little when she said that, but I'm trying to take it to heart. And I guess growing up means putting what you should do in front of what you want to do. Right?
You're asking me? I'm pretty sure you're older.
Yeah, but I don't act like it, do I?
You did with Dervahl.
Don't give me too much credit. Part of me still wants to wait for a quiet moment and wring his neck.
Yeah, but you won't. Because you're a good captain.
Come on, stop. You're gonna make me tear up.
So, after all this, what's next for Errand Vanguardsman?
His last name is Vanguardsman?
Claim for a
How
while.
baller is that?
I'll get in touch with my clan and
it's almost as good as that one guy's name earlier today.
Like how she would have wanted. And by that I mean less chit-chat, more drinking.
What do you think the Osseram will do to Dervahl?
First off, they'll argue about it for a long time. But whatever they come up with, it won't be quick.
Think it's the last we've seen of him? Or do you think he will return in this game?
In fact, I might just drop by his cell under the sun ring to remind him what's coming.
Well...
I know. You gotta go. Killers to track, machines to master. All before breakfast. You know what? When we met, I thought I was a big shot talking to a pretty girl hidden away in the middle of nowhere. And now I see that I was just lucky to get a minute of your time. Try not to forget about me while you're out there changing the world.
I'll always have a minute for you. Maybe even 2.
2? Huh. She likes me.
Is that kind of the end of this whole quest line? I feel like, I mean, unless it's like not over yet, you know? Like Dervahl's gonna come back and there's part 2. I feel like that was slightly anticlimactic. It had pomp and circumstance, don't get me wrong.
Aloy, to say you have my gratitude feels woefully insufficient. You saved my life. You saved Meridian. And because of you, there will be justice for Ursa's murder.
No spoilers.
We can mourn her knowing the
No
truth,
spoilers.
without painful uncertainty. It's hard to imagine where we'd be without you.
His storyline has ended? That's it?
And I don't want to try. I hope you will consider staying in Meridian.
Okay. I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting more. At the very least, like in the DLC, he comes back as a character.
What exactly will happen to Dervahl?
For now, he'll languish in one of the old cells under the Sun Ring here in Meridian. As for what happens after we negotiate his extradition to Mainspring, I don't want to think about it.
No, that's fine though. I mean, like, knowing it's over isn't really a
very
spoiler, I guess.
Creative when it came to inflicting suffering. But some Oseram devices surpass even his imaginings. What a waste. Dervahl is a brilliant man. I wonder what he would have accomplished if it weren't for my father's cruelty.
I feel like our stuff that we were creating just here in the chat was far more interesting than what happened in the game. If that's really the end of his storyline, like the whole idea of him being a puppet for like Blameless Marad and the new Sun King, unless they have this angle where the Sun King is actually supposed to be a good guy, in which case there's still be something with Blameless Marad being like a turncoat. Or you could explore this whole background of this guy with his incredible genius being turned to evil. Like, what are his motivations? Like, oh, there's so much I could have done with this.
I know who attacked the Nora. A faction of Shadow Karja called the Eclipse. They're digging up ancient machines, weapons they want to use to strike Meridian.
I see. What you're saying echoes whispers I've heard from Marad. A Shadow Karja splinter group, corrupted machines across the land. When
I
will the
believe
attack
so.
come? Do you know?
I'm not sure yet.
Yes,
We
yes,
will
they
do what
were.
we can to prepare.
Yeah, they were killed from the old
Keep me
Sun
informed
King.
if you learn more.
They were killed from the old Sun King. But just this concept, I mean, like, they could have done so much more
Shall
with
we
this.
talk some more?
Were you and Ursa, you know?
I suppose it's obvious how I feel. How I felt about her.
Saved Meridian.
She didn't just give me advice. She gave me strength. But we couldn't be together. Relations between the Karja and Oseram and Meridian were unsteady as it was. The union of the Sun King and an Oseram warrior would have led to open revolt in the city. And probably war with the clans.
Did anyone know?
Only one. Dervahl. He wanted Ursa, but she rejected him. And so jealousy became yet another of his hateful motivations.
Why do you want me to stay in Meridian?
I would think that would be obvious.
Not to me.
Huh. Well, to start with, you kept the city from going up in flames. You're strong, shrewd,
Awkward staring, yeah.
and capable. I could use someone like you at my side.
Let me mourn my beloved Ursa. At the same time, I'm hitting on my new crush.
It might be worth taking a moment to examine what you just said. You just lost Ursa, a woman who stood at your side and could easily be described as strong, shrewd, and capable. It's pretty clear how you felt about her. And now you're asking me to take her place. Is this a job offer or a proposition?
By the sun, we do indeed share much with Ursa, including a withering eye for foolishness. Please, accept my apologies. Seems I'm getting ahead of myself. I need some time to resolve my feelings. I will be forever grateful to you, Aloy. And in time, I'd like to get to know you better. Shall we leave it at that, then?
Left at that.
I have to go.
I understand.
That wasn't quite the response I'm sure he was looking for. I have to go. I'm not even going to answer your question. Okay, so let me just put this out here, folks. It was an enjoyable quest line. It was fun. I did like how it went through it. I just felt like there was so much potential left on the table. And this is, I would say, a critique I have, not just of this title, but of a lot of games that fall in this approach of like open world and then like massive to-do list checklists. Just by the nature of their design, and I haven't yet encountered one that kind of is able to avoid these flaws, but the nature of their design, it becomes difficult to really weave a lengthy, compelling narrative, because there's so many distractions to take you from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So it's kind of like these little microcosms. Like, I guess it's the difference between watching like a Saturday morning cartoon, where most episodes begin and end within the same day, and watching like a Netflix series where you can build up over episode after episode after episode. So that's these kind of games where they have these massive worlds with, you know, the open freedom to do what you want, feel more like the Saturday morning cartoon. Yes, there's continuity, yes, there's narrative, it's the same characters week to week, but it seems to be kind of these new adventures, and they're only subtly related to one another. Whereas in, like, say, like a mini-series, you know, this Dervahl quest could have been woven from the moment we got to, what is it called, Daywatch? Somewhere over here. Not Two Teeth. What's it called? Day Tower, or whatever this place is over here, right? Day Tower, yeah. The moment we got over here and got into Karja Kingdom, like, they could have been weaving this entire narrative, like, through all the quests and things we've been doing. Like, I just feel like with how big of a deal this quest probably is supposed to feel like, it lacks the punch that it could have had. It does, you know, story has to have some linearity, I think, to really tell a compelling story, but I don't have an answer for this, but I feel like there should be a way of weaving in bits and pieces of narrative, even within that open world exploration. Now, you would have to commit, right? You wouldn't be able to have the incredible diversity you have, but for example, things like the cauldrons, or the long necks, right? These random little things that they have you doing that have no relation to the overarching theme that I went out of my way to do. What if there were things that when you went out and found those, maybe Dervahl had been there, right? So maybe you go into one of these cauldrons and like a gate is open that normally would be shut, and like you analyze it and like maybe you find some scraps of like Dervahl's notebooks or something, and he was in here exploring things. You know, I feel like they just could have done these little like advertisements on the side of the highway. Right, just these little things they could have put in the various quests that take place in this region, so that if you didn't focus on the main storyline and you decided to side quest, you would still be getting these snippets that would prime you to start thinking about Dervahl, to start thinking about Ursa and the potential relationship they have, the Sun King, all that stuff. I feel like they just were like, we're gonna make some massive pages of text for you to read, right? We're gonna just throw some audios, and then we'll just give you like text stuff, and you'll just read all this stuff, and that'll be our fleshing it out, you know. But I feel like there's so much. Maybe it's not in the budget, maybe it's not in the time. But with that quest, just the fact that our conversation, in my opinion, was all the different branching paths it could have taken, would have been so much more engaging than what they ended up doing with the storyline. Got one more plate I have to shoot off, and we're on to level 18, the Grave Horde. So that's our next main quest, folks. Essentially, we need to head we need to head east now. We're leaving Karja, the Sundom. We're going to loop back up north to this section. We have a level 25 bandit camp to clear. This level 12 quest, this should be really easy actually to do. And then the Grave Horde. So those are going to be our next focuses as of tomorrow. I don't know, I think it's kind of an interesting... Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. I think it's kind of an interesting thing to kind of feel in a game like this. I don't usually play this kind of open world game. Like, if you've played a lot of the Assassin's Creeds and things like that, like, they're very much of this kind of style. But there's something to be said, and I bet there is a way of doing it, of being able to balance kind of player agency with narrative agency or author intent. Like, there's got to be a way of bringing those two together into like a happy median. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I definitely feel like the narrative for this game suffers to a degree because of the emphasis on player agency and player freedom. I don't know. And it's not necessarily a knock against this game. I think it's just an observation, something interesting. Okay, and with Breath of the Wild, Jose, and I don't know if Mr. Magana's still here, because I know he, and Subs, I know they both played through Breath of the Wild. Would you say that freedom is effectively supports the narrative that they're telling? Or do you feel like it's a separation between the narrative and the gameplay? I haven't played it, so I don't know, but I'm curious on what your thoughts on in that. Got another upgrade. Huh. Well, there's another point in the direction of I need to get a Switch, and I need to try this game. So then as you're going through and you have your freedom of choice with what you want to do with your time, it all is working toward that main primary goal. That's kind of neat. And I feel like a game like this, I don't know how that's maybe compared to, say, Breath of the Wild in the structure, like the act structure, the pacing. But I feel like, let's just take the Sundom, this particular area of the map. I feel like that could have been laid out in a very similar way to what you're explaining. Like, once we entered this new kingdom, okay, lay out some of the main players in the region, lay out some of the main motivations, let us uncover some of that stuff, the new tools, the long necks, the cauldrons we discover we could do on our own, but it all leads itself up to, ultimately, this confrontation. Because I feel like this confrontation was the culmination of everything you can do in this area at this point in the story. Interesting. Breath of the Wild is going to have to be on the list here soon, folks. It's going to have to be on the list. Man, there's still several towns I haven't found yet, either. There's this town here I never got a chance to explore, this little watchtower, and then there's a whole settlement over here that I missed. Interesting. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm kind of outlining our goals tomorrow. We're going to head east to focus on the bandit camp, this side quest, and that primary storyline quest up there. Just a reminder, we're not going to be streaming at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit later in the morning, or I guess early afternoon. Right now, we're tentatively shooting for about 1 p.m., simply because I have a haircut tomorrow morning. It's the only time she could get me in. So just a reminder, they're making a slight modification to the schedule tomorrow. The word definition, yes, I kept reminding myself to go try to go over it, and then I never said it. So the word for the day, I'll put it in the chat again if anyone's just joining us, is paroxysm. Paroxysm. Okay, it is a noun. And the definition, according to dictionary.com, it is a sudden attack or violent expression of a particular emotion or activity. So it's like an outburst, like an emotional outburst can be considered a paroxysm. So they use an example.
The Oseram Guard will be blaming their shadows for their mistakes.
An example here would be someone suffered a paroxysm of weeping. So they were like overtaken by grief or sadness and burst into tears. I think it's a rather fascinating word, paroxysm. And I feel it's something that can be used in pretty much day-to-day conversation. Between obsequious You know, Mournival might not get too much usage, but Obsequious I've tried to use, and now Paroxysm. Hopefully a way to enrich the vocabulary.
Always stay alert.
Spreading the words. Bosk. Okay, to be fair, I haven't used the word Bosk. I feel like death. It's like a paroxysm of death. I don't know if it can apply. I don't know if death counts as a... I don't know. That'd be worth exploring a little bit. I'm not sure if that would apply in that specific way. They have another example here, which would be kind of a medicinal focused sentence, but they're describing something as a sudden recurrence or attack of a disease, such as a paroxysm of shaking. So someone would suddenly kind of go into this like sudden convulsion. It could be considered like a paroxysm of shaking. So an interesting word. Well, that was cool today, folks. I think we got quite a few interesting things accomplished. And we're in a pretty good spot, I think, for tomorrow's stream. 5 quarters in, so another $1.25 on that grand total, bringing us up to $64.75. I'll, of course, have that officially updated for everybody come tomorrow's stream. But yeah, I think that does it for us today. That was fun. And you know what's even cooler? Is the sun is out. The sun is shining. It's beating through my window, causing me to sweat here. That also might be the elevated heart rate playing the game, but either way, it's fantastic. The day is shaping up to be a beautiful one. Folks, whether you are wrapping up your day, a la Jaderite, or you are just beginning it, a la most of us here in the East Coast of the United States, I hope you have a fantastic one. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you for the conversation and the companionship. Certainly made it enjoyable, and I hope what we uncovered today was fun for y'all to experience. New horizons coming up. So we're back again. We have one more stream tomorrow. There is no long play this week. We'll be looking at one potentially next week. It depends on how my the state licensure courses end up having to go. But potentially next week. So just a reminder, we're streaming tomorrow, but it's not at 11 a.m. Right now we're tentatively shooting for a 1 p.m. start time, so 1 to 2:30. But we'll kind of play it by ear. We'll see how it feels. So everybody, thank you for coming out today. Flanagan and Subliminal Irony, Dr. Magana and Subs, Wolfskatag. Oh hey, it's Jose. I know Jaderite swung by for a little bit. Miss David's are today. This is the last couple of days. That was our stream. Yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of this wonderful Wednesday. I have to catch you on the flip side, Thursday morning, at least right now, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, folks, enjoy the rest of this day. Stay safe out there, and as always, happy gaming.